Once upon a time, long, long ago and far, far away. Or perhaps not that long ago in a place much closer than you might imagine. There was a young man galloping on a horse down the street going really, really fast. And an old farmer standing near the road said, "Hey, where are you going?" And the young man said, "I don't know, ask the horse." How many of you feel like you're riding on a horse going somewhere you're not quite sure where? But tomorrow's Monday, you're going to have to get back up on it. Or maybe you rode it here. Oh, I did. Some would say that's one of the great challenges of our time, is dealing with that galloping horse that we feel is out of control and carrying us. You might say, "Well, Rudi, that's good. I knew that, but what can I do about it?" And my answer is, I don't know. But I've got some clues. And one clue that really works for me is wear the right shoes. Wear the right shoe size. I say that remembering when I was in 7th grade, I really wanted a pair of Beetle boots. Beetle boots were all the rage. Now, some of you young people may not know what Beetle boots were. They were just boots with heels, and they were very tight and skinny. Not at all like cowboy boots. Their Beetle boots were cool. So I saved up my money to go down to Jacob Menlowitz, which was the only store in New Braunfels that was carrying Beetle boots. Didn't have quite enough, so I had to go back and mow a few more lawns. By the time I got back, they didn't really have my size anymore. They had a pair just one size smaller, and I thought, well, but they're Beetle boots. So I bought them, and I had the polka dot shirt to go with it, and the bell-bottom pants. No, they weren't bell-bottom. They were the tight peg pants, Beetle pants. I looked really cool, and I was in such pain. Lasted for 2 days, and I gave them away. And ever since then, I've made a point of wearing comfortable shoes. Yeah. Last night at the cave, I saw several women wearing high-heeled shoes. 6-inch heels, going up the stairs, 120 stairs that were wet and slippery. And I was like, what? What do I mean by that? I mean that shoes are the foundation of your outfit. If my feet aren't comfortable, the rest of me can't possibly be comfortable. I have no way to have understanding if what's standing under me is painful. And so, in that same way, I think it's important to have a foundational story to stand upon that works for you. In a culture that's going increasingly fast, where we're increasingly asked and encouraged to be victims of the galloping horse, so that we'll be encouraged and asked to buy the right product, the right clothes, the right car, the right whatever to fit better. Increasingly we're asked, I believe, to find ourselves standing comfortably in a story that works for us. And that story, from my perspective, is a story we peddle here in the Celebration Circle every Sunday, the story of oneness, the story that I am not alone, you are not alone, no matter where you are. And if at any point I find myself feeling like I'm on a galloping horse, or feeling like something out there is disturbing me, I know that I'm in the wrong story again. I'm in the story of limitation, where I am the victim of a horse. I am the victim of things happening to me, a person, a weather circumstance, a physical condition happening to me to limit me. No, I've forgotten the real story, which is I am one with all creation, and Spirit is always here. I always have enough. I am enough right where I am. And as I breathe into that story, as I stop myself, I wear my bracelet all the time. This is my watch. It always says it's now. And it's always got the circle logo on it to remind me that everything's connected to everything. And that all I got to do is come back to this moment and this breath and this story that reminds me I am not alone. Anytime I think I got to fix the galloping horse, I got to fix the national political problem, whatever that is, I gotta do something about Kim Jong-un. Huh? Wait. What's the time? Where am I? Oh, yes. Nuclear warheads and the weather and my knee and my checkbook and my neighbor are all in divine order, just for now. Yes, I'd like things to change. Yes, I have hopes and dreams and goals. Yes, but for now, just for now, things are as they are. They are perfect. I'm in my ripe and perfect place. All is one. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I forget, because we're humans. And because it's so much easier to point at that person over there who's at fault, whether it's in North Korea or Washington, D.C. or next door. Oh, yeah. The time is now. I am here. The story is all is connected and all is perfect, just as it is for now. You say, yeah, but Rudi, does that work? I think so. Works for me. I had a visitor come recently, visit town for a few days, just 3 days. He can't stay away from his home longer than 3 days because there's always burglars at his house in his neighborhood. He's convinced if he's gone more than 3 days, if he's gone more than 2 days, someone will burglarize his house. And sure enough, on the third day that he was here, he got a call from a neighbor saying that the sheriff had apprehended a burglar at his house. So he immediately dropped everything and, got up in the middle of the night to drive back to another state to go home and find out that the burglar had been arrested. It had just been a vagrant walking through the property. It wasn't a burglar. It was just a guy walking through the property. But his story was, if I leave my house, I'm going to get burglarized. And the whole time he was in town, he couldn't enjoy being in town because he was home guarding his house. Went home and his house is fine. However, his life had been broken into for 4 days. I think. I don't know. Yeah. But that's me looking at somebody else's story. That's easy to do. Yeah. How much harder is it to look at my own story and say, this detail is not right. That detail is not right. If only then. No, again and again, I'm invited to remember the time is now. I'm here. Everything's connected and all is well, just the way it is for now. Many years ago, Albert Einstein was being interviewed by a reporter from the New York Times. And as they were concluding their interview and making the kind of small talk that you make when the official conversation is over, the reporter looked up at Einstein's doorway and saw a horseshoe hanging there. And he said, Mr. Einstein, you are one of the most famous scientists ever, one of the most intelligent people on the planet. Surely you don't believe in an old superstition like that. Horseshoes bringing good luck. Einstein said, of course not. The reporter said, well, then why do you have it hanging on your door? And Einstein replied, because it works whether you believe it or not. Your story is your story. You're free to choose your story. It can work or not. You're free to choose. At least that's my story about my story. I'm sticking to it.